Do you know what your role is as a first-time home buyer and what you need to do as you journey through? Most first-time home buyers don't know what this is. So in today's message, I would like to share with you what that role is and why it's so crucial for you to understand. Because you understanding this will help you to have a, how should I say, beautiful experience. I'm pretty sure we've all heard of some horror stories of our friends and family and relatives not closing on time because of these things that happen. And these things that happen is some of the stuff I'm going to talk to you about today. My name is Janice Imoisi. I'm with Key to Texas Realty, and let's go ahead and get right into this message. Now, I'm not going to go the traditional way of bulleting the steps or the points because I do have a PDF that's going to be listed below this video. It's a free download for you to go into greater detail of some other things that's as equally important. But the one I'm going to pull out and talk to you about today is called the CTC. Can you see that? Clear to close. It's almost like it's a secret hidden thing, or it's a secret hidden, I should say, process in the home buying journey. No one talks about it. I don't know why they don't talk about it, but it's the most important part of the home buying process, if you ask me, because the pre-approval, the conditional loan approval don't mean squat. Because if you don't finish all of these other things and get the CTC in the end, you ain't closing. Let me repeat. If you do not finish all the other things that they have lined up for you and get everything submitted in a timely fashion and get what is called a clear to close or CTC, you ain't closing. I don't care how much money you spend. I don't care how much time you spent on it. I don't care how many extensions you got. You will not close until you get the CTC or the clear to close. Let me repeat. You will not close until and unless you get what is called a clear to close from the underwriter. Yes, the underwriter is the one who will issue this to you because they have the final say on your file. So again, this is the most important part of the home buying process, and I do not know why, for the life of me, why no one ever talks about it. So back to why the CTC is the most important. When you have a date set in the contract as to when you're going to close, most lenders either meet that date or they can close before that date. A lot of the times they close after that date. So what do? How does that affect you? How does it affect the CTC? Well, number one, you're not being issued a CTC if the lender has passed that date. So now some other triggers have been set off in the contract. You had a certain amount of time that you're going to get approved, possibly. You're now out of contract, and now you have to see if the seller is willing to give you an extension. It's not guaranteed that they're going to give it to you. They don't have to give it to you. So now you run the risk of them not giving you an extension so that you can close. And maybe you didn't get the CTC for some of the following reasons. Maybe number one, the underwriter at the last minute asked you for some additional documents and paperwork that you have to turn in. A lot of times, if you don't see it in time and you don't turn it in, because once you do turn it in, it can take maybe 2 days for them to get to your file and actually look at it and then approve or check it off that it's okay. Now we can prep it and send it to the next stage. So before they prep it and send, they're going to stamp the seal of approval. The underwriter is going to say, you're all cleared, you're all good to go. Now you can do the happy dance, you can do the Michael Jackson moonwalk, you can do all that cheerful stuff because you now have a seal of approval from the underwriter. The underwriter has sent that file over to their closing department. The closing department is now prepping the file as well. And when they prep it, they send closing instructions to the title company so they know how to prepare the paperwork for when you go over there to sign off on everything and then get the keys to your new house. So again, the clear to close is very important. The other thing that can hold up the clear to close is if you forgot to look in your email and check your spam for that 3-day closing disclosure. The lender cannot close you until 3 days have passed. That's just the law. So until you sign off on that so that the clock can start ticking, they still can't close you until that's signed off on. So you need to watch your email for that. Now, your real estate agent can be proactive, and if they can foresee that, say you're supposed to close in a week, but something has come up that's delayed that's going to delay the closing because the underwriter asked you for some different additional paperwork, then they can get in touch with the other agent and tell that other agent, hey, some stuff has come up with the underwriter. The buyer is getting those documents sent over. I believe it's going to probably delay us maybe a day or two. Can you please ask your seller if they will, be willing to give us an extension? You just need to be able to foresee these things. So if you have a good agent, then your agent will be able to see these things ahead of time, and then that will calm the parties down. That means the other agent won't get all upset and bent out of shape. The seller won't get upset and bent out of shape. And then your agent, because your agent understands how these things work, of course, that person is not bent out of shape because they know how these things work. And then that gets you calm so that you can take care of the information that you're supposed to be doing for the underwriter. The other thing that goes along with the CTC that causes a lot of commotion and trouble and problems is the home buyer is so excited that they end up hiring movers for that date that's listed in the contract. They paid maybe a deposit. They also had some vacation time or some time off from work. So they scheduled all of those things around that date that's in the contract. Now, all of that blows up, meaning that you didn't close on the date that's in your contract. You just wasted all your vacation time waiting for stuff to be sorted out. You even wasted the time off that you were supposed to take. Now you're angry. Now you're upset. The movers have to be canceled and rescheduled because you scheduled them. And so my advice to you, if you don't take anything from this video, is to get the clear to close or the CTC first before you schedule or do any of those things, because the title company is going to reach out to you and say, hey, your lender has sent your paperwork, your closing documentation over to us. We're prepping it. What time, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, would you like to come in and close? And then it's at that point where you can say, hey, okay, let me go ahead and get the movers. Let me go ahead and, schedule some vacation time, because I promise you, you're going to have less headache. You're going to have less stress. You're going to have less heartache. You're not going to be frustrated. You're not going to be upset. You're not going to be that person that's running around like crazy, that's, all upset at all these people that are involved. And how come they didn't tell you weren't closing? Because you're going to understand the process. Once you understand the clear to close process and how it works, then you're no longer frustrated. You already know what to expect. You already know you're not going to get the movers. You already know you're not going to order vacation time or request vacation time or time off from work, because you're not going to be closing on the time that's indicated in the contract. Or you're going to wait. You're going to be that home buyer that says, I already know when I get on the contract, I'm not scheduling any movers to come and move my furniture. I'm not taking any vacation time. I'm not taking any time off from work. And as a matter of fact, if I was living someplace, I'm going to make arrangements that's going to go maybe an extra week or two out, so that I can ensure that I'm not going to have any frustration or any heartaches or be stressed out because I had to be out at a certain time and I didn't close on that time. You're going to be the one that knows about this video, that educated you and told you, don't do it. And that way you'll save money, stress, headache, problems, and you'll get the keys to your new home, because you're just sitting back chilling, because it's going to take a couple of days for the file to come and go over to the closing department. It may take a day or two for them to send it over to the title company. You're good. As long as you got your extension signed off on by the seller, everything is good to go. Be patient. You'll get the keys, and I promise you, you're going to be so much happier for it if you take these steps and you understand what I just told you. Again, I'm going to be doing a series of it's like 100 videos over a certain period of time, but I also hope that you learned something from today's video, because the intent of any of the videos that I put up is to have it be a learning lesson, that you learn something from it. And if there's something in particular that you or a topic that you want me to talk about or to explain in more detail, please put it in the comments. I will be checking the comments, and then I'll do a video on that for you. So until next time, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video.